And what is up, everyone? Welcome to Ferrell Swim Tech. My name is John Ferrell. This is the live stream on Team Zoot that I use my 15 plus years of racing experience and 12 years of coaching experience to help you get faster into the pool. So this is a live broadcast, as mentioned before, done on Team Zoot's Facebook page. However, this is also recorded for posting on YouTube and Rumble. So if you want to check those out, Ferrell Swim Tech at Rumble, Ferrell Swim Tech at YouTube. Also, Ferrell Swim Tech on Instagram. I have been slacking again. I just haven't been in the water that much these past couple of weeks. Ferrell Swim Tech at gmail.com is the easiest way to find me. Also, I have a link tree, so I'm going to post this down here in the comments, just so if you want to kind of get to know all the stuff that I do, if you click on that, you can get the link tree here. If you like what you see here, there's a nice little donate button. You easily donate with PayPal. So this is all my gaming stuff. I do gaming at nights just because it's silly and I like to have a good time. But here's all of your big stuff with Ferrell Swim Tech. So if you live in Southern California area, you actually want to do a in-person swim lesson. My rate is $40, 30-minute lesson for $40, which is way cheaper than you're going to find any other personal swimming coach. Remember, I do this for milkshake fund money, so I could take my kids out for a milkshake every once in a while. Also helps fund my personal triathlon endeavors. This does not put food on my table, so if you feel like donating, just understand this is not a, oh my gosh, if I don't donate, he doesn't eat. No, I design swimming pools and fake rocks for a living. That's how I feed my family. This is for fun money. I'm gonna be fully honest here. But yeah, it also helps with race entry fees, new gear, new streaming content, things of that nature. Basically, if I get enough donations, I can start actually purchasing equipment to test, and I can do review videos. I just don't have the funds to purchase a buttload of equipment. Like definitely one of the things I want to try are goggles. I know that I am dead set on Tier Socket Rocket 2.0s. But I do want to try other goggles because I know that not everyone loves them. The Swedes, that's kind of an area I'd like to start getting into, is testing goggles. But yeah, so here's the Rumble, YouTube, and Instagram over here. And then we'll check out the gear recommendations on Amazon. So one thing I want to talk about before we start going is this Dynamic Triathlete. Dynamic Triathlete is an affiliate of this stream. So down in the comments, there is a link to Dynamic Triathlete. This is a wonderful app that has 20-minute stretching and strength routines. These are created specifically for triathletes. However, if you are not a triathlete, there's a lot of good that you can get with this. Basically, the one thing about this is one of my problems with this website. You click on this and it goes, wow, that is a heck of a lot of text. What the heck is this? So basically, what this is, this whole thing that you're scrolling through, this is talking about, if you sit in a chair a lot, you're not going to be flexible. That's basically all this is. So then when you get all the way down here, this is where you start actually getting into what this app is. These are 20-minute stretching routines and strengthening routines, hips, back, knees. They don't really have a lot for swimmers right now. But that being said, not a lot of swim-specific stuff. If you run a lot or if you cycle a lot, especially in your hips, your hip flexors, your hamstrings, all those are going to be stupid stiff. So what this is going to do is this is going to help you have a good daily stretching regimen that is going to help unlock your hips, unlock your knees, unlock your hamstrings, so that you're going to be able to have a much better body positioning. And this is why I recommend this. You can go find 20-minute stretching routines online, but you're going to be wading through a bunch of crap. This one is done by people who know what they're doing. I use it myself. I would not recommend it if I don't use it myself. So 15 to 25 minutes in length. Very, very, very small amounts of outside equipment, yoga block, yoga mat, yoga strap, and and a spike ball / lacrosse ball. That's basically all you need for the stretching routines. I haven't done much of the strength stuff yet, so I don't know exactly what you need. So it's $85 per year. If you use offer code SWIM, you wind up getting 10% off. SWIM, SWIM. That'll give you 10% off or $10 a month. And if you use the offer code SWIM, you get 10% off your order and you help this stream. So, all right. So with that, we're going to get into this episode today about snorkels. So snorkels are a training tool I did not know existed until I got into college. One second. So snorkels did exist. I mean, snorkels, they've been used for a long time. You go to Hawaii, you go snorkeling. You go to the Cayman Islands, you go snorkeling. That's not the snorkeling we're doing. If you're snorkeling like that, you're doing it wrong. Snorkels are, these are used to help you not have to roll your head to the side to breathe. That's basically it. That's what the snorkel does. It gives you a continuous airway from your mouth hole up to the water surface and allows you to continuously be breathing while you're swimming. Okay? That's what the snorkel does. So let's talk about what the snorkel is. Okay? Here is my snorkel. So this is the second snorkel I've ever owned. I had one snorkel that got me through the entirety of college. I got one freshman year of college, 2002. I finally retired it in about 2022. I finally retired the snorkel because the mouthpiece was getting really yellowed and nasty. But anyway, so this is a snorkel. It's got two main, most, if not all snorkels have two main pieces. Oh yeah, my hair is glorious. Look at that. Look at that, glorious. So it's got two main pieces. It's got the strap. So it's got the strap and it's got the snorkel. So basically, the strap goes on the snorkel. This is how you put it on. So right here, gotta put it right on your forehead. Put it around, so it's gonna ride somewhere about here on your face, and then this goes in, this goes behind you, and you have a snorkel. So here's the thing. Snorkels are finicky. Look at this thing, wobbles like crazy. Okay, it takes a while to get used to the snorkel. We'll talk about kind of beginning snorkel regimens in a bit. In order to, really understand how the snorkel works. So this is how it looks from the side. So it's going to come up and over. Your water level is going to be right about here. So the snorkel is going to come up and be there, and you're going to swim. Okay, this is how to wear the snorkel. So couple tips on wearing the snorkel. We're just gonna move this to the side for now. So couple tips on wearing the snorkel. Number one, it is going to wobble around. It's not going to stay in play. It's not going to be locked in place like your goggles are. Your goggles are basically locked in place, okay? Ladies, you're going to wear the snorkel on the outside of your cap, obviously. So you're going to have to adjust the straps in order to fit it around your hair bun. Basically, the easiest way for ladies is they have a split strap at the end. Just kind of put that split strap around your hair bun. Ladies, if you don't put your hair in a bun, do it. Just makes your life a lot easier in general. I obviously, with these luscious locks, I have never had to worry about that. Although although having swam with females my entire career, sometimes I'm the only when I was in high school, it was really funny. In 8th grade in high school, whenever high school polo season would come around, I did not do polo, so like almost 80% of all my dude friends all did polo on my club team. So it would be me and like 7 girls at a lane. So the ratio was awesome. High school me ratio was awesome. So I've been around ladies a lot. So that's the way you're going to want to wear it. So then your straps will go on either side of your hair bun, and that'll really help lock it in place a lot better. So wearing a cap, not wearing a cap, this goes on the outside of your cap, no questions asked. I like to wear goggles underneath my cap, but I only wear caps when I race. So yeah. But anyway, so that's how to put on the snorkel. So let's talk about purchasing a snorkel. So you may be thinking, oh, are there a bunch of types of snorkels? No, not really. So on my Amazon gear recommendation, this is this. You're going to be spending about $30 on these things. Around 30 to 40, somewhere in that region. If you scroll down here on Amazon, and let's just look at some other snorkels that are on the market. No. So if you look here, I mean, they're all basically the same thing. There's going to be some that say, oh, this has this feature on it. This has that feature on it. This has this feature. They're all the same thing. Like this one, Stability Snorkel. It has a slightly different strap. I mean, I haven't purchased a bunch of snorkels, so I can't really say which ones are absolutely the best. I mean, they all look roughly the same. So there, and then even like even Form goggles. Let's see here. Was it Form goggles? No. It was oh shoot, what is that? Zone, no. Form 5. Magic 5. That's it. Magic 5. Magic 5 also has a snorkel. So if you check out their accessories, Form Magic 5 is also an affiliate with their, I mean, this strap looks a little more comfortable on this one, but basically that snorkel and this snorkel are legitimately the same thing. This strap actually does looks, I guess there's no other This strap actually does look slightly more comfortable. Looks like it also has a, oh, there's a rotating feature. Oh, this one actually swivels around and rotates. This might actually not be a bad idea, to be brutally honest. But honestly, not that important. That's a comfort feature, not a necessity feature. Like I said, I use a standard Finnish snorkel. I've used them for decades, and they're perfectly fine. So anyway, if you check out this link on Amazon, full disclosure, it's an affiliate link, so anything you purchase through clicking that link will help the channel. So let's talk about how to use the snorkel in terms of how do I not drown while using the snorkel, okay? So learning to swim with a snorkel can be a pretty tricky endeavor. And I'll admit, I struggled when I first learned how to use a snorkel. It was a very rough go. It was a rough go. Main reason is your nose. when you snorkel with a snorkel and a mask on, you have a mask that like you go to Hawaii and you go snorkeling. You're buying a diving mask. That sucker goes all the way around your face and it covers your nose. So even if you try and breathe through your nose, you just suck the mask more to your face. You try and breathe through your nose with a snorkel on like this, and you're sucking water down your nose, and that really sucks. That is terrible. So there's a lot of personal mastery that you need to do in order to snorkel. Now, you may think, oh shoot, this is going to be tough for me. It's not that hard. I've come up with a really good way. So what you want to do is, number one, you want to spend time just breathing through the dang thing. You want to just put it on your face, get it on your face, get it adjusted, and go on the head. Okay, just spend time breathing through it. And the way you want to do this is you want to spend some time just becoming comfortable breathing through it, and do it on land. Nice, shallow breaths. Because remember, one thing that I've always talked about is that since we are not not a predominantly water species, we are apprehensive when it comes to we are very apprehensive when it comes to being in the water. We don't like keeping our faces in the water for extended periods of time. We don't like going underwater for extended periods of time. That's why classes like scuba classes, snorkeling endeavors, it can be a tricky thing. Mainly because if you're not used to just putting your face in the water for a long period of time, your brain starts sending signals to your body. Dude, this is wrong. We are not supposed to have our heads in the water this whole time. This is not a good thing. But then you need to calm your body down, and you need to spend time reassuring yourself, this is fine. I can stick my face in the head. I can stick my face in the head. I can stick my face in the water for an extended period of time, and everything is going to be okay. So, number one, learn to breathe through your mouth only. You want nothing to do with your nose, okay? Okay. Just breathe normally. Breathe nice and calm. All right? Okay. Number two, nose plugs. Okay? If you are really having a hard time swimming with a snorkel, I cannot use a snorkel without nose plugs. Okay? I know that there's a fair amount of people who might say, oh, well, you can't use nose plugs when you swim. It makes you be a big wuss or something. I don't know. Jordan Tiffany, who was a NCAA All-American from BYU, wore nose plugs during his 200 IM. I could be wrong, but I could have sworn I saw him wearing nose plugs when he swam the 200 IM. There is nothing wrong with wearing nose plugs when you swim. You just have to do everything through your mouth, okay? So if you have issues with snorkeling, with water getting up your nose, all you do, pop the nose plugs on. And that's it, okay? So, here, let me take snorkel off for now. So, thing about nose plugs. I am a nose plug connoisseur. I use nose plugs for backstroke the entirety from sophomore year all the way until senior year. There is a nose plug that is designed for you. There is not one good nose plug. In my little box here, I got 3 different nose plugs. Sadly, Speedo does not still make the nose plug that I used all throughout college. Basically, what you're going to want to do when it comes to nose plugs is you're going to want to buy a bunch of them, buy about 4 or 5 of them, and then just use them. use them, try them out, figure out which one fits your nose best. Couple things to note. Number one, you got to get all the oil off your nose. Okay. Usually, before swim workout, I would just take a towel and I would rub my nose like crazy. You know, what you do is you're getting all the oil and the gunk off your nose. If you have an astringent or something that can easily get the oil off your nose, do it. Because what happens is most of these have little silicone pads on them, and the silicone will just slip right off your nose. Trust me, it is not a good time trying to dink with your nose plugs while you're swimming. Basically, you want the nose plugs to just kind of stick right there once. So I have a couple different kinds. I have a Speedo kind, an Arena kind, and a Tier kind. All nose plugs are basically created the same. It's the same concept. They just have slightly different. Each will have slightly different construction. And so there's two different ways to wear the nose plugs. You can either wear them up like this, so that it comes up on the nose, or you can wear them out. You can wear them out so they come down the nose bridge. Now, personally, I like wearing them out, just because these seem to work better for me like this. Now, I could be wrong. Some people may say that's not how you wear nose plugs. You know what? This is what worked for me, 100%. And basically what you want to do is you want to suck it. I look like a total goober right now. But you know what? These worked. I loved them for backstroke, and they totally worked for me. So basically, if you could try and get air through your nose and you get nothing, you're good. Like these nose plugs right now, absolutely perfect. I would use these nose plugs, no problem. All right. So yeah, like I said, with nose plugs, you just got to figure out what works for you. I sadly cannot recommend nose plugs, just because everyone's schnoz is different. They have plastic kinds and they have metal kinds. Just understand the metal kind will last longer, but they are uncomfortable as all bats not. The plastic ones are a lot comfier, but you will be replacing them fairly often if you use them a lot. Basically, I would go through a set of nose clips every couple of months while at BYU, but I was wearing them all the time. I actually had my nose plugs clipped to the backside on my goggles because you know I wear bungee straps, so it's got a plastic clip on the cord, and I would actually clip my nose plugs onto that clip, and it actually fit perfectly. So then if I was swimming backstroke, I just pop them on my nose, push off, start swimming, come back, pop them on, send off for freestyle or another stroke or something like that. So so there's different ways that you can do it. You can easily like if you want your life to be a little more simple, you could actually clip your nose plugs onto your snorkel, and that's a very efficient way to store them. Some may say, oh, well, it's going to stretch them out. Dude, they're going to totally break. They're gonna break. So don't even worry about them. Okay, so next what we're gonna talk about is using the snorkel in the water. So just before we do that, just want to give a quick shout out for my swim lessons that I do. So I do virtual stroke technique lessons as well as in-person swim lessons. If you want to book your lesson with me, check out right here on Ferrell Swim Tech Linktree. Book your lesson. This is going to send you over to my Setmore calendar. So you select triathlete lesson, and then you select one of the dates, and then pick the time slot. Please go on the 30s, not the 15s. I don't know how to not have them on the 15s. So I do typically 30-minute lessons. I can do hour lessons if you want, just double the price. Yeah, if you live in Southern California area, so that is Los Angeles County, Western San Bernardino County, Northern OC, Northern San Diego, or Southern Ventura counties, come on over. Let's do a swim lesson together. I can really help you out. And then I do virtual technique lessons for anyone else. ferrellswimtech@gmail.com is going to be your best way to get a hold of me. Or you can DM me via Instagram or here on Facebook. So you send me footage, I review it, I set up a video like these live streams, and I review your technique. I actually have one video that I need to do hopefully tonight. Yeah, so just understand, do not be ashamed of your technique. I know the gal that sent me her videos, she's like, I feel the same sending this to you. No, do not feel ashamed of your technique. Seriously, I am here to help you out. I understand. I may giggle. I may laugh at your technique, but understand I am 100% here to help. I believe we all need to laugh at ourselves. I got plenty of stuff on my own technique I can laugh at. We giggle together. So don't have any, as a Spanish say, no tienen vergüenza. Do not be ashamed to send me your footage. I am here to help. I do this as a free service. I accept donations. However, it's a pay what you want thing. You want to pay a lot? Great. If you want to pay a little bit, fantastic. Any donations help. So, okay, so now we talked about how to put the snorkel on. We've talked about breathing in the snorkel. How do we start working in the water? Okay, first and foremost, just like we talked about on the breathing episode, you want to start learning how to breathe in a very, very controlled environment. In other words, you want to be standing or sitting in the pool. Sit at the stairs, stand in the shallow end. You don't want to have your first foray with a snorkel pushing off into the abyss and swimming across the pool, or heaven forbid, you're just doing it in a lake. Can you swim with a snorkel in open water swimming? Yes. Yes, you can. Actually, not a terrible idea, especially if you get dizzy spells with swimming. Not a terrible idea for training. Obviously, snorkels are not allowed during competitions. So, excuse me. One second. So yeah, don't take them to your events, please. Don't do that. But when you're learning how to swim with a snorkel, you want to be in the shallow end. So either sit on the stairs, stand in the shallow end, and then put your head underwater and start breathing. Okay? Put your head in the water, take about 10 to 15 breaths, and then come back up. Okay? And then take this mouthpiece out of your mouth. Okay? Reorient yourself, get a couple good breaths in, pop it in, go back underwater for about another 10 to 15 breaths. What we're doing is we're training our body to breathe a very radically different way underneath the water. Just like how trying to breathe to your side is very hard to do, especially when you're starting to learn how to breathe to your side, we're basically completely flipping the idea again in order to have you breathe under the water. Having to breathe under the water with a rhino snorkel. So take some time in the shallow end, put your face underwater, breathe a couple times, come back up. Go back under, breathe a couple times, come back up. About 10 to 15 breaths each time. And you want to do this at least 3 to 5 times, okay? You want to do this 3 to 5 times because on average, you should be going anywhere between 20 to 25 strokes per you're going to be going 20 to 25 strokes per length. Typically, take one breath in on one stroke, breathe out your second stroke. Okay? That's 2 strokes. Multiply 10 breaths, that's going to get you to the other side of the pool. If you do 30 strokes, taking about 15 breaths with your face in the water. That's going to be how many breaths you're going to take across the pool. 30, you should be 30 breaths maximum. If you're taking more than 30 breaths across the pool, you're definitely breathing too fast. You're going to induce a hyperventilation state. You're going to induce headaches, dizziness. It is going to be a bad time. So what you're going to do is you're going to put your face underwater, take about 12 to 15 breaths, okay? 10 to 15 breaths. I would say go for 15 on your first one, see how that feels, then go down to 10. Because typically for me, I take about anywhere between 12 to 16 to 18 strokes per lap. So I'm only, like, if I were doing this, I would only breathe about 7 to 8 times. Anyway, six to 8 times, somewhere in that region. So if you're breathing 10 times underwater, that's going to get the average person across the pool. Obviously, if you're swimming in a 50-meter pool, you're going to want to double that. But if you're just swimming in a 25-yard pool, about 20 strokes somewhere in there, that's going to be about how many you're going to want to be taking. So if you take the time to learn and be very comfortable breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, that's going to help you get across the pool. Next, you then want to just start swimming across the pool, okay? So take your time. Absolutely. Absolutely. When you're swimming at the snorkel for the first couple of times, absolutely do not worry about a time standard. Do not worry. This is a learn to be comfortable swim. Take your time, push off, swim across the pool, get to the other side, take the snorkel out of your mouth, take some breaths, make sure that your mental state is good, make sure you're not dizzy, and then turn off, push off, and keep swimming to the other side of the pool. So that's mostly it for learning how to swim, and then just swim a bunch of times with your snorkel, get very comfortable. Have a good day. Get very comfortable, swimming with the snorkel. It's going to take a good number of times. Especially if you're not swimming with nose plugs, like I said, you can totally do it without nose plugs. I was one of the very few guys on my team that actually used nose plugs with a snorkel, mainly because I was kind of a wuss and I didn't want to really learn how to do it. But you can totally swim without it. One other thing. Okay. So this is very, very insanely important. How to blow water out of your snorkel. Okay. Now, there's some people, there's some companies that will have this little one-way valve at the bottom of your snorkel. And allegedly, these are for purging the water out of your snorkel. Because one other thing you need to understand, water will get in your snorkel. There is nothing you can do about this. You are going to have to learn to live with it, okay? There's a couple things that you can do, all right? Little bit of water in your snorkel, you're going to feel a little bit of a gurgle, okay? If the water is, kind of low in the snorkel, kind of, because there's ones that don't have this escape valve. I personally do not know how to use it, even though I've had one the entire time. Basically, especially if you can do flip turns. Can you do flip turns with snorkels? Yes. Can you push off underwater with snorkels? Yes. There's one thing you must learn how to do. That's it. That's what you have to do. You have to mighty blow out of it. All right? That is going to go bloop. That's going to blow all the water out of your snorkel. Absolutely 100%. You must learn how to do this, okay? So I totally forgot about that when I talked about this earlier. 1 second. So how do you learn how to do this? Get the snorkel completely full with water, blow everything out of it. It's actually fun to start learning how to blow it and aim it at people that are jerks in your pool. So you go. Ready, aim, fire. Yeah. I like to screw around during workouts. If you haven't noticed. But yeah, learning how to mighty blow out of your snorkel is super duper duper important. Okay. Now, what happens if you have no air and you push off the wall and you can't blow it all out? You have to stop and go. You have to kind of stop, take the snorkel out of your mouth, get a big air, and then blow it all out. So first, learn how to do that on land. And then number two, so what you're going to do is you're going to get in with your snorkel, do your breathing, and then you gotta work on your technique of getting air or water out of your snorkel. So you're going to go underneath the water, get it, let the water fill up, come out, purge it, blow it out. Sometimes it'll take 2 to 3 breaths in order to be able to do this. Your first breath should get the majority of it out. If it doesn't do the trick, you're going to have to get a second one. Now, if you get the majority of the water out and it starts to gurgle, you have to breathe in very slowly. Okay? You can breathe in. Okay? If you breathe in too fast, you're going to suck the water in, and that's going to be no bueno. So you're going to have to just take it easy. This is a feel thing. You have to it takes a little bit of time to adjust. Okay, well, I have a little bit of water in my snorkel, not a big deal. Take a small breath in, boom, blow it all out. So purging your snorkel 1000%. You must learn how to do this or you're going to have a bad time. You're going to find that your snorkel gets filled with water constantly and you're not going to, blow the air out and you're going to have a bad time. Okay. Advanced snorkel technique. If you want to further work on your breathing aerobic capacity, put a piece of tape over half or 3/4 of your snorkel. That's going to artificially restrict your airway. This is the easiest way how to do breath training or restrictive air training with a snorkel. I had some buddies that would do this at BYU. They were crazy. But I'm just saying advanced training method. Like far more advanced than I ever cared to do. I'm just saying you can do this. You just put a piece of duct tape around half of your snorkel airway. Really, really cheap breathing limiting apparatus. I don't personally do it, so I'm just saying you can't. Yeah, okay. So then breathing. Okay, so now let's talk about how to do technique with snorkels. So this is going to be the last item that we're going to talk about today. If you have any questions about snorkels and you are on the live stream, hit me up in chat. Anything you want to know about snorkels, now's your time. Start chatting. Also, if you watch these live, understand this is a live stream. If you have any comments whatsoever, please hit them up in the comments. If you are watching this as a VOD, if you're watching this not live, still, any questions about snorkels, hit me up in the comments, ferrellswimtech@instagram.com. Easiest way to get a hold of me. I will answer all of your questions. I do not care. I am here to help you. Yes. Now, with technique and snorkels, you are using snorkels to avoid having to rotate your head to the side. The snorkel is going to be absolutely the most effective with doggy paddle training. With doggy paddle training, you're going to be able to put your face in the water and you're going to really watch yourself reach forward, grab the water, push it back. Grab the water, push it back. You want to avoid pushing the water down. You want to grab it out here, bring it towards you. Out here, bring it towards you. That's what you're focusing on with your face in the water. Next, we worked on sculling, okay? Well, actually, sculling first. So with sculling, you want to put your face in the water and actually watch your hands do the sculling motion. Out, in, out, in, out, in. Really effective to use a pull buoy with this as well. So you use a pull buoy, do your sculling, pop the snorkel on. Your life is going to be a lot better. You're going to see exactly what you're doing. It's going to be a lot easier to adjust and really hyper focus in on what you're doing. Same thing with doggy paddle. So you're going to be right here, just working on the doggy paddle drill. Okay. Next, we did salute drill and fingertip drag. So with the salute drill, what you're really looking for is you're going to watch for your hand to enter the water, and then do the doggy paddle drill to start the pull. Okay. So the salute drill is to get your elbow up. We don't want to do the salute drill with our elbow back behind us. We want the elbow to be up. We want to be here, okay? This is a very weird salute. I know that this is more of the salute, but the problem is if you do it like this, your elbow is going to be pointing backwards. You actually want the salute to come up here and then down and into the water, okay? So that's something to think about. You can do this with fins. You can use snorkel plus fins on this one. But what you're really focusing for if you're using the snorkel with the salute drill is you're focused on getting that hand into the water, extending with a couple inches underneath the water. You want to avoid shooting down at the angle that your hand went into. You're going to come in here and reach and extend up, okay? So you're going to be looking for that hand to be reaching to the other side of the pool, not dangled down towards the bottom of the pool. So that's what you're focusing on with that. Next, fingertip drag. Fingertip drag, there's not much extra to focus on, minus really working on that pull path underneath the water. And that's the majority of all the drills after that. It is more focused on what your hand is doing underwater. So you can kind of look up and down with your snorkel, watch your hand, grab the water, push it all the way backwards. So you're reaching up, grabbing it, pushing it all the way down, and rotating as you go through. Single arm pulls, really effective with a snorkel and a pull buoy. So you're going to focus on one arm at a time. So right arm pull only, left arm pull only. You're really hyper focusing on that form. But the two things that I really, really want more people to start focusing on, in terms of if you're a beginner, so we're talking 145 per 100, 2 minutes per 100. What you're really focusing on is reaching to the other side of the pool and then grabbing the brick and pushing it down, okay? This from here to here is what you need to be hyper focusing on, because I guarantee you, if you're swimming 145 per 100, if you're swimming 2 minutes per 100, you are not doing that. You are not doing it. I can guarantee it. Okay, Alberto, give me 1 second. I'll get to that. I'm saying, so what my claim is, beginner swimmers should use it a lot, especially when they're starting to really make that bridge between pure drill and swimming. Okay. So you want to use it in order to hyper focus on that catch. That's the part that's the hardest to see without a snorkel, because you're not really focused on that. A lot of people are focused just putting their face down into the water, looking straight down. Now, 100%, Alberto is 100% correct in terms of people do full swims using snorkels. We would do full swims using snorkels all the time. We would do pulling with snorkels. Most of the time we would pull with snorkels. So we would do pull buoys, pop the snorkel on. One of the reasons why is it is a pretty good idea if you're doing a distance pulling set, 400, 500 or more yards. What happens is you keep your head nice and stable, and you're really working the rotation. You're working on reaching and rotating, pulling all the way through, and not moving that head around. So it is a very, very, very good idea to use it for full swims as well. And like I said, the reason why is you're not worrying about rotating and breathing. If you're doing a distance set, it is not a bad idea to pop on a snorkel. I don't recommend doing all of your distance sets with snorkels on. The reason why is because you need to be very comfortable breathing to your side, obviously. But especially if you're doing recovery swims, it's not a bad idea to pop the snorkel on. Reason why is because you're not, kind of messing around with your neck. Especially if you've done a crap load of cycling, your neck is definitely going to be a bit sore. It's not gonna like this idea of rotating and putting a lot of tension on the neck. So swimming with a snorkel allows that neck to stay nice and still. It's going to be a good idea if you're doing a specific recovery swim. And we would do sprint sets with snorkels. We would do distance sets with snorkels. We did all sorts of stuff with snorkels. So Alberto is actually correct with people doing full swims with snorkels. What I'm saying is use the snorkel during your technique sessions, which for most of you, remember, if you're swimming 145 or slower, I 100% recommend tooling your workouts around technique work. Like I say before, you don't want to just do your entire workout of only doing technique. Integrate technique into your main sets to where you work on technique, swim at 50, 25 technique, 50 swim, 50 technique, 100 swim, things like that. You can do a lot of yards and still work on technique. Anyway. But what the snorkel's doing is it's eliminating your need to breathe to the side. That's the big thing. You don't want to mess around with breathing, especially when you're starting to learn the technique, when you're really trying to understand how the whole technique works. Wow, I almost totally pierced my monitor right there. That would have sucked. 1 second. So with regards to snorkels, so we're going to end it on this. Last call for live comments. Got any comments? Hit me up in the comments right now while I basically start doing the show close. Oh, sweet. Thank you, Alberto. I am, estoy aquí para servir. For those of you that speak Spanish, for those that don't, I'm here to serve. But yeah, so using snorkels is a really effective tool to help make your swimming a bit easier. No, this isn't going to make you go faster. This is 100% a comfort item. This is a quality of life thing. Also, it is really easy to just make your neck like you a lot more. This makes your neck like you a heck of a lot more. But yeah, so snorkeling, it takes a little bit to get used to. Please take some time. There was a gal on the Team Zoot Facebook page with the here, hold up. Let me see here. If I go to here, open a new tab. So there was someone on the Facebook post that I made yesterday. Like I said before, I'm the one that makes those posts. I can't believe they give me that much power. Thank you, Mark Goddard and everyone at Zoot. Okay, so a team member, Aaron, said 1 or 2 times I use a snorkel, I almost drowned. I probably should listen to this session. Yeah, no, that's 100% understandable. And Amy said I use a snorkel a lot. It helps me work on my form. And then Russ says, I use it to practice my drills from Tri-Dot Pool School. Absolutely correct. If you're planning on doing Tri-Dot Pool School, they very much so recommend you get a snorkel. I have done Tri-Dot Pool School. I actually was hoping to be a coach with them. Schedule's not working out. So maybe in the future I'll keep that open as an option. But as of right now, no, I am not a Tri-Dot Pool School coach. I have done the program though. I paid my own way to do it. It is very effective. 100% effective. My gosh, it is pricey. If you're very serious about learning a brand new technique and you're willing to put in a crap load of homework beforehand and willing to shell out the money, Pool School is a very good investment. The stroke technique that they teach, 100% I approve of. I have a couple small nitpick items with how they explain it and some of their ideologies. And when it comes to swimming overall, I have some issues with it. But that's a very 100% nitpicky. All the nuts and bolts, everything of the standard stuff, I approve of. I have no issues with it. Pool School, 100% recommended. Tri-Dot is affiliated with Team Zoot. There is a team discount for them. So check with your local captain. I know some captains actually have free Pool School entries to it. You can Team Zoot has a couple free entries to Pool School. So talk with your team captain, see how that all works. I don't know how that all works off the top of my head. But Pool School, 100% recommended. Also, wanted to get this on your radar as well. So Form Goggles just came out with their brand new Smart Swim 2 goggles. They just came out with them yesterday. So their huge improvement. There's a couple things that they improved. Number one, heart rate monitor. So a heart rate monitor is built into the goggles. So if you're, real crazy about heart rate, this is one way to get your heart rate. Garmin watches are okay at checking your heart rate. The only problem is your arms are very unstable. So unless you crank down your watch in terms of tension on your forearm, it's not going to be extremely accurate. Personally, I just check my pulse. I count to 6, add a 0. That's how I check my pulse. But if you're a data nut and you have to have your heart rate, you can buy a Polar OH Plus sensor, and then you can snap that to your goggles. I know that's what pros like Lionel Sanders, he used an OH sensor. But Form now has the heart rate strap built into the goggles. It also has improved gaskets. I like the gaskets. So it's also the straps are extended, so they're going to be a bit more stable on your face. One of my main problems that I have with Form goggles is I cannot dive in with them. Every time I try and dive in with Form goggles, they blow up. My right goggle just blows off and it totally gets filled with water. I have cranked those puppies down so hard and I cannot figure out how to do a sprint dive. So I basically cannot do a sprint dive with Form goggles. I always know I have to basically close my right eye whenever I do a sprint dive because it's going to blow open and get full of water. So I don't know. I don't know how to fix this. So maybe this strap will help me fix it.
Form, if you want to send me another pair of goggles, I am more than willing to test this out for you.
Because, Form has no professionals that they work with. They got to go for schlubs like me. I'm kidding. So they have extended straps. That's going to make the goggles a freaking heck of a lot more stable on your face. So they have extended sensors, new seals. This is what you get in the box. By the way, I love the case. My form goggles hurt no matter which nose thing I use. Yeah, yeah, okay. Full disclosure here, I hate I really despise hard nose bridges. Here, let me grab my goggles real quick. One second. My form goggles are back here. So we'll take a minute. So since Sheila mentioned it, let's talk about nose bridges real quick. So here's my form goggles right here. So form goggles come with a, by the way, notice bungee straps. Bungee straps work with form goggles. So here's the main difference on those sides. You see how close that is to here? You can totally tell they have 100% extended that back big time. So goggles are going to be a lot more stable on your face. They're actually kind of a lot more like these are the Roka R1s. So a couple things on nose bridges. Personally, I use the Tier Socket Rocket 2.0s. That is a piece of string, my friends. that is string. String, in my opinion, is the best nose bridge. 100% hands down, no questions asked. Because the reason why is looser, tighter. You can 100% dial in. You can, hold on, got little black smudges in here. You can dial in the length of your nose bridge very well with string. Hard plastic, you cannot. I do not like hard plastic nose bridges. Would I be able to put... You see, even with this, I could put a piece of string in between these. I mean, for crying out loud, I got bundles of 100 yo-yo string down here. I'm an active yo-yo guy. I absolutely... I love yo-yos. If I haven't told you that before. So the other type of nose bridges they have are integrated nose bridges. So these are the Roka R1s. I use these ones for racing. So one thing that does happen though is that they tend to rot. So this one probably will snap pretty soon. This is why I don't like integrated nose bridges, because you snap them, you're screwed. So, so you can see right here, they come with a bunch of different nose bridges. If you're having problems, with the nose bridges, that you can only, there's really only so many things that you can do with the nose bridge. So Sheila, not a bad idea to attempt is use string. Okay, 100% polyester string. That is going to be very break resistant. I do not break my nose bridges ever with string. I cannot remember when I have ever broken a string nose bridge. Maybe something to try is a piece of string. So the Socket Rocket 2.0s, they come with this little piece of rubber, a little piece of silicone, and you string it through. I have a whole video on how to put together Swedish goggles. You can use that same concept to actually manually you take off the nose bridge and then you put in a piece of string instead. That might help. I don't know. But that's what I would prefer personally. My nose seems to fit the medium nose bridge perfectly fine. With my Magic 5 goggles, I had to try a couple different nose bridges, but I can't remember which one I wound up using. So anyway, so that's a impromptu goggle talk. But yeah, Form Goggles, affiliate with Team Zoot. We get a discount with them. I can't really talk about the code on stream because this is something that gets publicly posted. But contact your captain. They should have your email, and they should have your email. Or you should have their email, and they should have emailed you the list of all of our team discounts. So, all right. So with that, we're gonna wrap things up here. So thank you all so much for tuning in. It's always a great time to be able to hang out and chat with all y'all's. So remember the link tree. Check out the link tree so you could figure out all the places that I exist. Oh, two other things with the link tree. Let's see here. Let's see here. There you go. Let's hit back to that. So if you go all the way down to the bottom, so these are affiliates that I'm with. These help the stream. Also, here's all my socials. Here's my Discord. My Discord, I had someone from last week pop into the Discord that watched this stream. My Discord is mostly for my gaming stuffs. But if you want to come in, hang out, say hi, I got a bunch of wacky guys I hang out with. So, yeah. If you want to know what I listen to on Spotify, here's my Spotify. I stream on Twitch and YouTube. And here's my email. So ferrellswimtech@gmail.com. Also the Instagrams. So yeah. And so that's it for today. So thank you all so much for tuning in. I hope that these episodes really help you on your journey to becoming a better swimmer. And my personal shout out and plea is for anyone that is an expert cyclist, anyone that's an expert runner. If you want to do a live stream like this, if you've kind of had thoughts on doing a live stream like this, I can very much so help you figure out how to set it up. I can get you can contact Mark Goddard and say, hey, look, I've seen Ferrell Swim Tech. I want to do something similar for running. I want to do something similar for cycling. Can I get access to the Facebook page so that I can do these streams as well? I 100% implore someone that's good at running or good at cycling to do this. Or, hey, you're a nutritional person and you can easily do little nutrition things. Things like that. You know, Team Zoot, we'd love to have you on as a live stream. I know that I can very easily, comfortably say this in the stead of Mark Goddard. If you got something that you can regularly do a live stream of and you can come up with your own content, Team Zoot would love to have you on to do it. Full disclosure, I get freebies every once in a while from Zoot because I do these. They don't pay me to do this. I do this for free. The freebies are very nice. I use this to help generate a lot of customers for my online stroke technique reviews. And honestly, I just want to help people get better at swimming. Coaching is what I like to do. It's not my job. It is a side hustle, and I just really enjoy doing it. So anyway, thank you all so much for tuning in. Keep training, everyone. Good luck to everyone swimming Ironman Oceanside this weekend. I hope to see a lot of you at Race the Base in Los Alamitos next week. And then 2 weeks after that, we got Bayshore Sprint and 70.4. I will be racing the sprint there. So hope to see you all there. So until then, my friends, good night, Isaiah Norris. Wherever you are, I'm out of here. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.